Hello, mindful friends. Today we're going to be talking about the role of curiosity in our mindfulness practice. So when I begin my guided meditations, I almost always say something like, bring yourself into open-minded, curious observation. And so what do I mean by curious, and how is that going to serve our healing and our well-being? Curiosity is the desire to learn or discover something or understand it better. And it's assuming that we don't know already, right? We're not placing an agenda onto something, or we're not trying to arrive at what we have determined is the correct outcome. Curiosity is really saying, I don't know, and I'm excited, right? It's a desire, it's an excitement to find out, to look at without preconceived notions or labeling what might actually be there, and discover something that we don't already know about ourselves or a situation or an experience. And so this curiosity, the desire to learn, is what helps us to engage in our contemplative practices without judgment or without imposing our already formed agenda or belief onto what we're observing within ourselves or our experience. And this curiosity says, I'm excited to learn about myself, to learn what's going on within me. And this curiosity is then what helps us to ask those questions and to be with our experience without a fear of them or without getting entrapped into their story, but to be the observer. You know, you think curiosity kind of pulls you back from involvement and wanting to control things and thinking that they're all you dominated. And that curiosity kind of humbles you and takes you back into just watching and exploring and being open to whatever you do find. So initially it gives you that desire to look, right? Because we're curious what's actually happening within me. And then it gives you the distance. So it takes you back from being entrapped in what's going on and makes you the objective observer, because we're not assuming we already know. We want to learn. And in our mindfulness practice, how this helps us, right, is that develops then our understanding of what's really happening in our experience. How are we approaching this situation? What's it bringing up for us? And can we hear and find the true needs behind what's kind of ailing us in these moments or holding us up or in our obstacles to nurture ourselves back into a state of well-being. And so when we're coming into the practice, we're settling, with our breathing exercises, we're kind of calming the mind. And in that settling, it's opening up our space to be able to be with whatever is. And sometimes that being with can be quite scary, right? If we're still kind of personally involved in it and trying to control it or we're manipulating it, it can be hard to just sit with and observe. So when we get to that phase of being with what's happening, we've created this space where we've settled, and in that space we can be with our experience. We want to bring that curiosity with us into that space because it's helping us to open our minds and hearts and learn from what's happening. Not be quite as affected by it or controlled by it, because we're now like the curious observer of it. You can think about it like a little kid exploring something for the first time, is that you're just excited to get to know it and learn. Maybe, like in science class, bring your little microscope and it's not going to harm you, right? Because you're just learning from it. You want to dive in and you want to see it from all these different angles. And that's the kind of curiosity we want to bring to our experiences, and even our difficult ones, because there's less fear of saying it shouldn't be this way, or we're really upset that we're experiencing this or judging ourselves for it. If you're curious, that doesn't come in as much, because you just want to find out what is happening within you. So you dive into this experience and you're exploring, and you want to know what you're feeling and how it's affecting your emotional well-being, and how that plays out in your physical being, and how it plays out into who you are being. Because you want to learn what's it really doing to you. And as you're observing all of these things, you're noticing, well, it's pointing to something that's an obstacle in me, or a need that hasn't been met, or what needs to be nurtured. And that curiosity is what gave you that little bit of confidence and distance from what was happening, so that you could learn from it and notice it. And then that curiosity, right, it gave you that motivation to explore. Because sometimes when we're going through things, or in our relationship with self, we almost, we don't want to learn from or be with, because it's uncomfortable. We don't want to stay there, or we're mad that we're having to experience it. But the curiosity is that little motivation. It's almost, I don't want to say fun, but it almost is sometimes. Like, I get excited to explore what's going on within myself, because I'm like, there's something here that I can learn, and it's going to tell me, develop a little deeper understanding of myself. And that curiosity almost lightens the engagement into that exploration for me. It's like, oh, I'm gonna learn something new about myself, and I'm discovering something. So it's your motivation to continue engaging. And then you are curious and want to learn what's gonna serve me better, and how can I adapt to this or modify to get the most out of life, and to experience things with the most peace, and find my purpose. And that continues to motivate you to return, and to continue with the practice, and to continue moving towards a healthier lifestyle that serves you best and helps you be your authentic self. And so that curiosity plays a huge role in getting us started into it, helping us feel more comfortable, distancing us a little bit from the story and drama of things, so that we can observe. And then it gives us that intention and motivation to then use that knowledge to continue our healing journey. So I invite you this week to look at how curiosity plays a role in your practice. And if you can bring in a little more curiosity into your self-reflection and self-awareness, how does that serve you, and how does it help you learn more about yourself and understand yourself better? And how does that lead into a deeper understanding of what you need and into your well-being? If you enjoy these talks and would like to join us for a group session or individual coaching, you can find us at newleafmindfulness.com. And you can find these teachings and many more in my book, Living from the Heart, Healing Ourselves So We Can Heal the World. You can find that in audio format and print, anywhere that you buy your reading material. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I hope to see you all very soon.